It is practically a fact of life that if a band exists for long enough, they will eventually create a Christmas song or a full anthology of them if you're anything like the Killers. And the band 21 Pilots are no exception. In 2020, the band released the song Christmas Saves the Year. This song was recorded in 2020 during the pandemic and reflects the desire for wanting to spend time with family at a time when that was not an option. In this way, it's almost a follow-up to the song Level of Concern that came out in the summer of that same year with a similar pandemic feel.
Panic on the brain, world has gone insane, things are starting to get heavy. I can't help but think I haven't felt this way since I asked you to go steady. Wondering, would you be my little quarantine, or is this the way it ends? 'Cause I told you my level of concern.
This likely recording during the pandemic explains the more lo-fi sound of the track than what we are used to from the band. And it's important to remember that this was the first song that had come out from the band in quite some time, with the last single Level of Concern coming out 8 months earlier, and this coming out before the Scaled and Icy singles that would only be released a year later. When talking to Zane Lowe of Apple Music, lead singer Tyler Joseph said the song was written from the perspective of friends who live in the city and have these smaller apartments and who had to make the difficult choice of trying to weigh up the options of whether or not they should see family that year. However, I wouldn't consider this the band's first Christmas song. I would argue that that goes to Oh Misbeliever.
Oh, misbeliever, my pretty sleeper, your twisted mind is like snow on the road.
21 Pilots will often use quite dark imagery in their lyrics, and this still comes through even here in this Christmas song. I mean, just look how the band describes the traditionally Christmassy imagery of snow falling compared to a more traditional Christmas song.
Snow is falling all around me. Your twisted mind is like snow on the road. Snow falls down from the grey sky. Ashes fall in the sea.
In fact, that last lyric, one of the most striking of the song. They compare the snow falling from a grey sky to ashes falling into the sea. This is likely a reference to the California and Australian wildfires that were also happening in 2020. The imagery and the lyrics of a song, of course, aren't the only things that make them Christmassy. It's the way it sounds too. Both songs feature jingle bells, and Christmas Saves the Year, with it being a single, also features its own cover. This cover features typical Christmas imagery, as well as a Christmas colour scheme, as well as a photo of both Tyler and Josh as kids, showing the nostalgic element of the song. However, this is an edited photo, as they wouldn't really meet each other until sometime before Josh joined the band in 2011. As I mentioned before, these songs may sound Christmassy, but their lyrics are far from the happy and hopeful ones that we get in other Christmas songs. With Oh Misbeliever covering themes of not believing in yourself and not looking forward to the future.
Your shaking shoulders prove that it's colder inside your head than the winter of death.
And Christmas Saves the Year, of course, covering the theme of wondering when things will go back to normal, and the strength that our own nostalgia holds against us, especially at this time of year.
Years past seem so much grander. This one needs to come through.
Yet, despite this, ultimately, I still think there is some hopefulness behind the bleakness of these lyrics. In Oh Misbeliever, Tyler sings of the fact that we may go slower as we get older, but ultimately, we will still travel together.
I will tell you I love you, but the muffs on your ears will cater your fears. My nose and feet are running as we start to travel through snow. Together we go.
And like in Christmas Saves the Year, this time of year may ultimately be a whole lot less magical than it was when we were younger. But no matter how hard the year is, maybe Christmas does always come around to say that.
'Cause everybody's got somebody who's got their name on a shelf with cheap decor and flavored cheer. You rest assured that Christmas saves the year.
Thank you very much for watching. This is a final quick video that I wanted to get out for the end of the year. Thank you very much for all of you who have watched my videos, particularly the strong support on the 21 Pilots ones. I wish you and your loved ones a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for 2026. Again, thanks for watching.